Hello and welcome back to the podcast. Today I am super excited. I already introduced her, but we have Sierra Moore here to speak with us. Thank you, Sierra, so much for coming on.
Yes, hello. I'm so happy to be here.
So I already introduced you, but tell our listeners a little bit more about you, who you are, and what it is that you do.
Yes. So I am a business coach, but I hyper focus on the sales psychology piece of business, which is so cool. It's so fascinating, I think at least. And what that really means is that we really pull forward your ideal audience, your ideal client, in your content, in your marketing, in your live streams, literally every aspect of your business. We take the sales psychology piece of knowing your ideal client's psyche, their thoughts, their feelings. And when you plug that into all the different types of things you're doing in your business with emails and content and your stories on Instagram, you start to pull forward this exact ideal client that you've written down when you did your niche and your ideal client work. This person truly starts to come into your world. And it's just mind blowing, literally. Like I've been doing this for years and I'm still like mind blown to this day how well it works and how fast it works. It's just such incredible work. And I think it's so fascinating.
Oh, I'm so excited to have this conversation because
Yeah,
this
me
like
too.
lights up my soul
Me
and
too.
all of the things.
Me
But
too.
I'm really curious, how did you get started doing this?
I'm just so happy you're interested in this too, because like I was saying to you earlier, I feel like I have such this love and passion for content. And when I saw that your content is, I mean, your podcast is literally has content in the name, I'm like, I need to be on this. I need
Yes.
to talk to Ashley right now. So I'm really excited too. Anyways, how did I get into this? That was the question.
Yeah. How did you get
Okay.
started?
So I feel like looking back in my journey and my like adulthood, there was always like little bits of like hints of what my life's work is before I fully realized it. Do you feel that too in your path?
Oh my gosh, so much. Like I wanted to be a journalist and on TV. Like I wanted to tell stories, and that's what I do now.
You know, it's so weird, right? Like looking back, I was like, oh, it makes sense. Like why I was being shown this and why I was feeling this. But anyway, so yeah, my whole adulthood and in college and all the things, I had these little hints of like being really fascinated with business and marketing and money. I like always loved taking like money manifestation like things. And I was going to school to be a professor. So I was on track to get my PhD, do research for the university, and be a professor. But it just like always felt like off. I don't know. It wasn't like it was cool, but it was like not it. So I ended up starting a life coaching business around the time of the pandemic, and I wasn't planning on charging. I just wanted to help people who were like at home. A lot of different emotions were happening in 2020 when this was all going on. And I was telling my husband, like, I don't even want to charge people. Like, I was like writing content, just trying to help people. And it ended up, I was getting a lot of interest. And it turned out that, okay, I could actually make money off this. Okay, actually, I can make a business off this. So I had this life coaching business and it was amazing and it picked up rather quickly. Again, I was fascinated by the business side. I was literally buying books on Amazon on marketing, on all of like sales psychology. I was just fascinated by business and the money piece and all of that. And it took some time for me to really figure out where I was supposed to be shifting. Um, so yeah, I grew my coaching business and it was amazing. But again, same feeling of this isn't it. It's something else.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm getting close. And it just was not clear to me at all. Like, hello, you should be in marketing, you're obsessed with it. And then so I slowly started to pivot. I started doing more like coaching around success and having women dream bigger. And just like it just started pivoting little by little until it made sense. And once I was like, oh my gosh, I'm all about the marketing and the content and online sales and entrepreneurship. I literally ran around my house so happy that it hit me. Like I was like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I ran around my living room. My husband is like a really quiet, chill person. He's just staring. I'm like screaming, like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And since then, it was it. And I never felt so aligned. So that's how it all happened. It was a long time coming. It wasn't like this one moment, one shift. It was multiple things layering on each other.
That is so awesome. I love that. And I love how just like the evolution of people's businesses happen. And
Yeah,
sometimes I feel like we get like so stuck in wanting it to be so clear at the beginning.
yeah,
And sometimes it's just like, you know what? Just take the first couple steps and
yeah.
eventually that
Yes,
clarity
yes, I
is going to
agree.
come through.
That's exactly what I tell my clients when they're in their first few years of business. I'm like, honestly, pick something, get going at it, and then sign on some paying clients. And you will be so clear just from like 2 or 3 paying clients if you're even on the right path. You can look back and shift. Okay, do I want to tweak my niche a little bit? Do I want to call in a different type of ideal client? Do I want to work with moms or dads, or do I want to work with college students? I mean, you're going to really know once you get in the game, but you just have to get in there and start with one particular niche and go, right? And that's exactly what you just said. Like it will be more clear as you're moving here, right?
Yeah. I think a lot of people, well, I know actually, a lot of people have like niche and ideal client drama. Like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I gotta figure it out like right now. Like, how do you help people like figure out what their niche is or what their ideal client is? Or what would your advice be for somebody who is in that drama?
Yeah. I like that you call it drama. That's so funny. I'm going to say that's my clients. I'm like,
Do
this is
it.
drama now.
Yeah, because it is.
That's such a good word for it. So with newer coaches coming into my containers, I definitely just have them pick something because I tell them my story of I started off, life coaching and not even charging. Like, like this is I pivoted so many times until I figured out exactly like what my work is and what feels so good. And I just tell them that story and I'm like, but we have to start because the problem is that I see sometimes with newer coaches is that they get paralyzed in that space
Yes.
in the drama. um, I don't know who my ideal client is, so I can't make content. Well, I don't know who I'm speaking to, so I don't even know what type of program I should be selling. And they just get stuck and they don't move. There's no movement because it just like captures them and keeps them paralyzed. So I would say, like, whatever lights up your heart, don't think about who's in your following as of now because we can call your exact ideal client in through your content. So don't look at your audience and say, oh, I have a bunch of moms, so I think I should work with moms. That's a mistake I see a lot in the coaching industry. Even if they're not new, it needs to come from your heart and your passion because entrepreneurship gets freaking hard sometimes. And if you're not in it because you love it and this is your work that you want to share, then it's going to get hard. It's going to get bumpy because you're not aligned with your work. It's going to be easy to fall back if you're not leading with that love. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And I love that you touched on this because so often we hear from other marketing coaches and specialists and stuff like focus on the audience that you already have. But I
Oh
love
my gosh, it's
that.
opposite.
Yes, and I love it because it's just like, what if we just, I mean, yes, we need to focus on audiences and calling people in, and that's what we're doing on social media. But also, what if we just shared our heart?
Yeah.
Eh,
And
eh,
that's exactly right. And that's honestly what's going to have people want to buy from you is that you have this passion and this love for what you do. And that is 500 times better than some kind of 1, 2, 3 marketing strategy, right?
Yes, absolutely. I always like, oh, I used to say this, but I kind of switched. I used to say your energy will beat the algorithm like every single time. But then people are like, well, I have to be high vibe all the time. I'm like, no, that's not it. It's just like you're authentic. Who are you? Like your essence is what is going to connect. to people out there and really getting that out into the world to attract the people to you.
Yes, that's exactly right. Yes, we can call in whoever we want. Once you learn how to create content, especially using sales psychology, when you are targeting this one person, you're going to start to see them coming into your world. So you have this blank slate now of, okay, who do I want to call in? Like start there. What do I want to say to my audience? What do I want to teach them? Like what comes from your heart? And those people will come into your space. So it always, yeah, start from where you want, from where you feel that pull, and then build from there. And then you're going to pivot. You're going to get better. You're going to narrow down who exactly you want, but you won't until you move and sign on clients, right? So just start, whether it seems blurry a little bit or not, just get going.
Yeah, that action really breeds the clarity.
Yeah.
For sure. And when we're talking about sales psychology, I know some people can think like, well, I don't know if I want to tap into that because is that like manipulation or, kind of the dark side of that? What would you say to that?
You know what? That's so funny. I haven't heard that before. What I have
That's
heard is
good.
like someone thinking like it will be hard.
Okay.
And sometimes I try to put in my content like this is not hard. It's just you are shifting your wording. So if someone thinking like in that way, I've never thought of it that way before ever. So it's interesting to think of it that way. But I mean, no matter what, marketing does come down to you drawing in people.
Mhm.
That's what we are here to do is we're here to help people and draw them in and come into our container. So no matter what, you're doing that, but we're doing it in a way where we're only wanting to call in people that we can serve, first of all, and want to serve and want to help. So it's better to call in that exact person so that you can help that exact person so that you can have that transformation, have more wins in your business to showcase to others. But all businesses, I guess, market in some way in that way. But it's so interesting. Maybe I should create content on that.
Oh, you should.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely heard that before. And like I do a lot of work. I'm an NLP trainer, so we do a lot of subconscious work and people like, oh, well, you're messing with people's minds. I'm like, well, yes and no.
Well, actually, maybe.
Like all the intentions are there. And I think that's what's most important is like you said, coming from a space of love when you're attracting your clients, because we are all here to help people really when it boils down to it.
Exactly right. And I love the coaching industry for that piece. Like the coaching industry is such a beautiful space. One, because of that, because we're truly here to help people. But two, I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs are in the space of having a healthy lifestyle. And I think that a lot of entrepreneurs talk about that a lot. And it's a part of our daily routine to be able to run a successful business. But also, entrepreneurship really does echo having a good mindset. And I just think the coaching industry has this beautiful piece of success, helping others, healthy lifestyle, having routines so that you can be successful in your business and off, and the mindset work that goes behind it. Like no matter what coach you talk to and successful entrepreneur, those pieces are there. And that is so beautiful to have, I think, that you're surrounded by people like that in the industry. And that's just like the theme of the industry. Like how cool, right?
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I totally agree with everything you say. And last night I was actually at an event with a bunch of facilitators, and it's so nice to be able to be surrounded by people who get it. Because maybe sometimes in your life you have people that don't understand. And for a really long time, I started posting content back in 2011, and nobody in my life understood. Like to say that I got made fun of was like an
Yeah.
understatement. I had one of my husband's friends one time told him she makes more videos than Disney. And let me tell you, that was like for so long, that was such like a trigger for me, or like I had a real reaction, right, to that. But now I laugh at it because it's
Yeah.
like, no, this is the world we're living in, and the people that I am surrounded with are doing the things that I want to do and living the life that I want to live, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is hard. Sometimes I don't even like if someone's not an entrepreneur, sometimes I don't even want to explain what I do. Like I don't even want to go there sometimes. Like it's so funny because of that reason, because it's hard to like say what you do, like especially as
Yeah.
like a business coach too. I'm just sometimes I'll just say, oh, I'm an entrepreneur in sales, or I'm just in sales if I don't really feel like explaining, because if they don't get it, sometimes it is hard. And just the like fact to know that we don't have to explain ourselves too. Like we can decide to not go there if we don't feel the energy, if someone may not fully understand or maybe be in a mindset around wanting to understand. Like it's okay for us to just say one quick thing and just like keep our energy to ourselves around it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I do think it's becoming more, I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
the word I'm coming up with is acceptable, but that's not the word I'm thinking of. Like a lot more people are understanding
Yep.
the possibilities with social media.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Like even if you're not running a business on social media, if you're posting content on social media, you are building a personal brand. I don't care what you're
Yes.
posting.
Yes. So yes, I'm like, yes.
Like I have this conversation, my kids are young, they're 10 and 12, but I have this conversation with them all the time. Like you have to realize whatever you do post on social media, that is who you are and that is how people can look at you. And we can talk about all the bad things, and we do, we bring that up, but also the opportunities that you can have
Yes.
from creating content are endless.
Yes. Yes. I'm just like about to do a dance. I'm like so like cheering you on right now. I'm like, yes. It is. It's crazy the opportunity that people have, especially if like with our clients who are, already coaches or already in the online service space, and they have an idea and they're ready to get going. Like you have so much opportunity. Like just freaking go, because like you said, it's endless. I always tell my clients, you literally have the world at your fingertips with social media. You have millions of people that can see your work for free. This is free. You're not paying anyone, right? I mean, yes, there's paid ads, but this is also organic. You have the opportunity for free to get your business in front of millions of people. Like, if that doesn't excite you, like, what the heck? It's so true
100%.
though, right?
Yes, it's so cool. So what are some like simple tips that you can give people to maybe like shift their content a little bit to help them to reach their ideal person?
Yeah. Yeah. So the beautiful thing is that if you just get really good at your content, your marketing can be okay and you'll still make a lot of money. Like your content is the heartbeat of your business. Your content warms up your audience. Your content does the selling for you. Your content shows who you are. It does all the things that it needs to do to make money. Like people, if they have really good content, they don't even really need to get on their story or their live stream and sell. Like it's all they're already sold because they're captivated by the content, and they have this surge of excitement of I need to learn more, and they can go to the link in your bio. They can go figure it out on their own. So like that importance of content, I just really want to stay, because I do get a lot of coaches coming into my containers and they're so obsessed with the marketing piece when their content needs huge improvement. And they don't think their content needs improvement. They think it's good. And I'm like, we got to take it way down, way more narrowed down, way more improved so that you can make the sales. It's not all about the marketing. Um, so that's like the biggest thing I want to say is work on your content, no matter what stage you are in your business, no matter how much money you're making, we all can improve our content. Like I can improve my content. I'm not this
Yeah,
perfect specialist, like that has
agreed.
no, yeah, like we could all work on it. So that is the forefront of your business online. That's the heartbeat. So always be in a container or get eyes on your content where you can improve and see what's missing, what can be tweaked. But for exact strategies, the number one thing I would say is I see a lot of content that's circulating in our industry that the message is there, but it can be taken down to such a more detailed aspect where it will spark a feeling in your audience if you create content in that way. So let's say you are creating content, let's say you're a health coach and you're creating content that says something like, here are, I'm gonna think of something super like simple. Like here are 2 ways to lose weight, right? Like that's kind of something that you'll see in the coaching world. The problem with that is that it doesn't spark a feeling or excitement in our ideal clients. They have seen that content piece with the 5 other coaches they're following already. They've seen that in the magazine cover when they're standing in line at Target waiting to check out. Like they've seen that everywhere. So it's not different. First of all, you look the same, but it's not pinpointing anything about them. And when you have content that talks to them and their feelings, like the self psychology, their feelings, their experiences they're having that day, you not only grab their attention, but you send this feeling and a picture into the mind. And that's what makes people take action, is feeling and a picture in the mind. That equals, action. And sometimes you learn this in like manifestation things as well. But if you were to say something like, instead of here are 2 ways to lose weight, you want to get way more detailed, like here is the exercise to do every morning before you have coffee so that you can lose 15 pounds before New Year's. Like, do you see that difference just right there? So somebody that works out in the morning is going to grab their attention. Someone that wants to lose 15 pounds before New Year's is going to grab their attention. So now we really just pulled in the ideal client rather than someone just glancing, scrolling, and sees 2 ways to lose weight. Oh, I've seen that already. You're not stopping their scroll with that type of material. And unfortunately, in the coaching industry, that's what 99% of the coaching like content is. It's just like so like broad and not specific enough that there is no feeling from the ideal client. There's no picture in their head of like really losing 15 pounds and a picture in their head of doing that morning exercise, so that there's no feeling. They're not going to want to sign up for your services. And in the coaching industry, I feel like some of them are saying, oh, it's hard to make money online, when it's not. It's that you need to work on your content. That's it. That's really it.
So much there that I love. I'm like, we're going to be on for another 45 minutes. So I'm just kidding.
Okay. I'm like, I'm ready.
But I love how you differentiated like content and marketing, because a lot of people will think that they're the same thing. Yeah.
Exactly right. Yeah. So we don't really have to do this whole marketing routine if our content is amazing, right? Like your content does the selling. So let's think of it this way. Like, let's say someone was interested in losing the 15 pounds by New Year's. They do their workout in the morning. They would love to move their body before they even have coffee or breakfast. That person not only is going to read that content piece, but if it really does give value and it teaches them something, or it gives them some type of aha moment or a mindset shift, even, the first thing that person's going to do is go to the profile to see what else you do. Like, you grab their attention. Wait, who is this person again? I forgot I'm even following them. Now they go to your page, right? That's why we also want to have this beautiful bio that says what we do. Because if your content is grabbing their attention from the feed and they need to remember who you are, they're going to go and see your beautiful picture of you, right? And then they're going to see your bio. And then they're going to start to binge your content. If your content is, you have so much content like that, that is so like captivating, and it talks to this one person, the next thing they're going to probably do is go see what you do. Like, go to the link in your bio. Like, these are all natural things that we all do. So just by seeing it that way, you can now see that our marketing doesn't need to be this whole production if our content is amazing, which is so cool, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that so much. And I love how you're talking about like making it more detailed and like I use the words like chunking it down. Like, let's get real specific. And I think a lot of people are afraid to do that.
Yeah,
and And how do you calm those fears for other people when they are afraid to like get specific?
Yeah, I hear that a lot. I hear like I'm gonna be in a box. I've heard that one before. Um, so the good news is that once you get the ball going and you get your business and your name out there, you start to grow your audience, you're able to niche up. That's why like people like Tony Robbins don't have like this super specific person that they're talking to one person because they've grown their audience, they've grown trust. People know who they are without even having to post content, and you will be able to niche up. But when you're in the time of being known for something so that people want to search your name because you activate them, because you motivate them, you're talking about the exact challenge that they go through every single day. That is what needs to happen first. Sign on clients, grow your business, and then over time you can niche up. So this is not forever. This is just so you can get this party started. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I am in love with niche up. Like I like
Yes.
I'm like, oh, I have my mind is going off
Yes.
right now. But it's funny because I was actually working with a client the other day who she has a pretty strong foundation on Instagram and Facebook. And she's like, I want to go to TikTok. And this is what I told her. I said, okay, you really need to focus on one thing. I don't care if it's a hook or something, but it has to be repetitive over and over and over again. And then I said the same thing. I didn't say niche up, but I'm just going to steal that for the future for sure.
Yeah.
I told her, I was like, eventually after we get the ball rolling and the audience starts to grow, then you can start throwing in some different content. But for a little while, you're going to have to stick with repeating yourself.
Yeah. It's exactly right. And yes, and maybe it won't be fun for the first handful of months or years, but it will get the momentum going and you will sign on clients and you will be able to share your work and serve people, which is what you want to do. And you won't get that if you are trying to have all these different types of content and it's broad and it's just is not hitting home for anyone. You will never get your business going. So yes, if it's uncomfortable, like when my clients tell me like they're uncomfortable or scared, I'm like, good, like
Yeah.
perfect. That's exactly how I want you to feel because that means we're moving here.
That's so funny. I remember the first time I had like a quote unquote failed launch, and I went to my business coach and she's like, congratulations. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, you did it. Like, you're over the hump now. Let's keep going.
It's exactly right, right? It's so true. And I, like a few weeks ago, I had a client who did a launch and she had two people sign up and she kind of looked at it kind of like a bad thing. And she came on the call. She's like, she's not even done with the launch yet. This is like mid launch. And that's the hardest. To me, mid launch is the hardest.
Yeah.
She's like, I have two people signed up. And I'm like, that's great. Like, what do you mean? And she's kind of like down on herself. And I'm like, you have two people like believing in your business. You have two people saying yes to you, and you're not even done yet. And what I always tell my clients is that I think sometimes we think that when we open the doors to a container or our services, that all these people are going to flood in. And in reality, maybe they will. Like, I'm never going to say that can never happen,
Mm-hmm.
but it's more so real for you to have maybe a couple of signups the first time you launch it. But then when you come back and launch it again, you'll get like one more sign up from there. And now you have three signups. Then the next time you launch it, maybe you'll have three more than the last time. And they'll trickle in and that's growth. So even if you do see it in that way, that's perfectly fine. It doesn't mean anything about your launch or your marketing or your business. But there is the time where maybe you would open the doors and there is a lot, but I just want it to be normal for our industry that both are not
Yes.
good or bad.
Yes. 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 I'm clapping because I sometimes we really just get caught up in looking at these big numbers, and that is great. And also, that's not just the only definition of success.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
oh, I
Exactly
love
right.
this so much. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Where can people find you and how can they connect with you?
Yeah, so I would love for people to come check out my work on my Instagram. I always am like trying to haul people to go see my content because I truly give so many tips and value on how you can implement this type of material and get going today. So I'm always like, go read my content. Like if you're going to do anything, just go read my free content on my Instagram. It really will help you understand how to really move forward. So follow me on Instagram. It's Sierra Moore _CO. And just learn about how you can really draw in exactly who you want and start making money online using sales psychology. It's so beautiful, and it's such, like you said, a huge opportunity right now, especially like we're in the perfect opportunity to blow up our businesses for free on social media, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah,
I still think we're, you know, at ground zero with this, to be honest. Like
I do too.
there's so much growth that's going to happen, and now is definitely the time.
I do too. I agree.
Thank you so much for coming on. Is there anything else that you want to leave us with today?
Honestly, I think just the biggest message I think that they could pull from this episode is to take action and move, even if you feel like you're not ready, even if you feel like it's not clear yet on what the next move is. The main message here, I think, is do it, whether it's blurry, whether you're scared, because that is what creates clarity. Action creates clarity. So let's go.
Yes. Thank you so much. I will drop all of your links in the show notes below. So make sure you guys go follow her. Take a screenshot of this episode, tag us on your Instagram, and I will talk to you in the next episode.